Hey guys, what's up? So you guys can call me Tiny. So I'm one of the co-founder of MAMA DAO, along with Sleepy here. I'm currently based in Southeast Asia. Have over 10 years of experience in technology consulting and founded a software as a service startup before moving into the crypto space. I've been investing in the crypto market for over 5 years now. Started off with Bitcoin and then Ethereum. So last year I was intrigued by the Olympus DAO kind of staking and bonding mechanism, and so I wanted to seize that opportunity to create something unique for the community, especially around the metaverse play as well. And we will talk about how we found it later on. But essentially, what we want to do is basically, you know, creating kind of sustainable yields for everyone, generating wealth along the way. And besides crypto, I'm a huge fan of soccer, and I enjoy gymming, playing board games in my spare time. So I'm very proud of my team and of what we have achieved so far. Overwhelmed by all your early support since day one, because I've seen some faces here that have joined since the early days. So very pleased to see that. We will continue to work hard. And yeah, let's go, Mama Ami. I'll pass it to Sleepy for a quick intro as well.
All right, what's up, guys? I'm Sleepy Goat. People call me Sleepy. Um, Bit of background about myself. I kind of grew up in the UK and also now currently based in New York. Been around the crypto investing kind of realm for about like 6 to 10 years now. 5 to 6 years. How me and Tiny met is that we've been friends for at least 10 years now, back all the way to like college, and we met and we decided to do this project of being in the metaverse and also of DAO projects and also the Ocean project back in November, and we kind of kept talking about it, and then we decided to fully commit and actually build this platform. Bit background on myself: I've been working in a real estate private equity firm for over 3 years, and have a lot of experience in real estate investing. And one of the reasons why me personally are interested in the metaverse is that there's a lot of talk about um, uh, capital going into the metaverse and buying digital land. And the interesting thing is that all these metaverses have limited land, and if there's a kind of a supply cap of land, is actually very attractive for real estate, traditional real estate investors, including myself. Um, and a bit of a side kind of apart from professional life, I'm a huge gamer. I love playing Minecraft and StarCraft as well. And lately, during the pandemic, Warzone. So if you guys want to play either one of them with me, my gamer tag is also Sleepy Goat as well. So um, if you guys have want to join us or join me playing some games, please head to the gaming channel, and we'll add you, and we'll start playing some games. Um, cool. Staked. I think. Um, do you want to head straight to the questions, or shall we do some kind of updates on the on MAMA DAO?
Oh, why don't we just do a little update on the DAO first?
Yeah, sure. I'll start what we've been doing and what we kind of done so far. We've started. MAMA DAO was launched back in December 25th, I think, right at Boxing Day. At first, we envisioned ourselves to be a OHM fork. For those that don't know, it's Olympus Olympus DAO fork, uh, where we try to be the decentralized reserve currency within Polygon, with the metaverse themed uh, built built into that platform. So the initial kind of task that we did was the staking contracts, the bonding contracts, also with the 4/4 bonds and other contracts that we've deployed in a very short period of time. And our vision, obviously, in the past 2-3 weeks, the market is not really doing so well, including a lot of controversy surrounding ownership forks and also DAOs, which took a huge hit on the community as in the DAO kind of investing community. And we kind of acknowledged that we have to pivot away from that OHM model and kind of move towards our next step, which is where we created Mamaverse. We do have a Medium article on how we're going to pivot and how we're going to take over. How we're going to pivot. And our vision is to take over traditional venture capital firms, venture capital and REIT or real estate investment trust investment vehicles by kind of gathering everyone's by using the treasury to invest into the metaverse and giving back the profits back to the people, basically. So we're technically a VC fund where we gather funds and invest in the metaverse, earn yield, and then return those yields in form of staking or in form of through staking of NFTs or staking of the Mama coin. Our mission is to connect 3 major buckets of digital assets. First, we have the digital land aspect, which is Mama Land. We have the NFT collectibles, which is the Yo Mama project, and also the GameFi assets, which is My Mama, into one ecosystem where every Mama can enjoy their rewards and exclusive membership within the Mamaverse. Tony, do you want to add anything else on that front?
Yeah, I think that's a great summary. So I guess one point to kind of supplement is that as we shift towards this metaverse play, we will basically continue heavily our focus on the upcoming NFT launch. This will be basically a key pillar under our MAMA DAO to raise funds for the treasury, like Sleepy said. And we will also be rebranding our MAMA DAO website. We've hired a bunch of UI UX designers and devs to enhance the experience and the look and feel of the website to make it more simple to read and understand what we're trying to achieve here. So look out for that, and we will provide more details soon.
Yeah, just to add on what Tiny said. Tiny is saying that I myself is also a back end and front end developer as well. So I do most of the website and all the designs and stuff. And what we got from our community as a feedback is that after reading and after seeing all what we provided in the white papers and everything that we provided, is that as a normal person that wants to invest in the metaverse, is actually the on ramp is actually very hard for them to get onto the blockchain. And we are designing. We're going to design the website in a way, and also with graphics and with digital assets that we could kind of ease that communication and make it easier for a commoner or for a person that never got involved in cryptocurrency or crypto into our platform. And that's where the whole kind of new website is going to come into play, and also with the NFTs, since you can also trade NFTs on OpenSea, and it seems Polygon is also I think it's about 974K of total users on OpenSea just on Polygon itself, and it's growing every year. Not even every year, every second. And I feel that's another reason why we're on Polygon as well, compared to AVAX or other networks, is that I'm a huge fan of Polygon, and with all the projects they're doing, I feel like it's the network to be in the future, since it's a layer 2 of Ethereum, and Ethereum is getting really expensive. so yeah, so that's kind of an extra thing that I want to add to it. Cool. Yeah, I think that's the vision or the updates that we have for the community at the moment. Say, dude, should we go into the questions that what the communities has been asked or has posted on our Discord?
Absolutely, I'm ready when you are, guys.
Yeah.
So, how about with regards to the NFT launch and what marketplace do you guys have in mind for that?
I'll take this one. So in terms of minting the NFTs, we're going to do it internally within our site, within our app, web app, basically, where you can actually mint the actual NFT, and it's going to be a traditional NFT project where people will within our community that engages well will have whitelisting positions, pre-sales, and also list the bunch of utilities behind that NFT. But in terms of marketplace, once it's minted, then it will be onto the secondary market, which is OpenSeas.
Okay, about also how many are you trying to mint for the first minting in terms of count?
So I think we mentioned in our article that we are doing about 5,000 NFTs. The reason why it's 5,000 is because that I think we try to keep the membership of being a MAMA relatively exclusive, and making it a real life event for like, let's say, optimistically speaking, like a few thousand people is going to be hard. So that's the reason why we kept it relatively low. Actually, before we even continue, is there anything that the community wants to have any questions about, our background and yeah, is there anything that you guys want to ask?
Yeah, feel free to raise your hand if you got some burning questions in mind. Otherwise, you can save it at the end as well.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay, so
I don't see much. All right. All right. Let's continue then.
So another question we had was that they were wondering how the NFTs will compete with bigger projects and platforms in terms of Yo Mama's utility.
So I would say that's a very valid question. In terms of utility, there's every day you see a new NFT project coming up online, and for us, it's how we tie it into Mamaverse, right? We tie it into the sustainable yield kind of model, where if you have a Yo Mama NFT, you actually are also invested in the metaverse with by purchasing the digital assets and GameFi assets. And I don't think we've said this publicly, but we are planning to put around 60% of the proceeds of the NFTs back into MAMA DAO. And in terms of what does it mean by back into MAMA DAO, is that we're gonna use that 60% of proceeds to buy digital land on either Sandbox or other metaverses, but mainly our main focus is on Sandbox because that's where pretty much a lot of big companies and even real estate companies are also invested in. So I feel it's the future where not a lot of people, at least common people in the world, have heard of it, at least. But I think in about even 2 to 5 years, I think it's going to blow up. And Sandbox is also migrating to Polygon. So that's one utility, right? Is you're not just purchasing the NFT just for the nice JPEG or just the PNG photo, and for this DP pictures on your Discord. It's actually more than that, right? We got so that's number one. There's actually a bunch. Also, there's going to be exclusive access to Mama Land on Sandbox. There'll be exclusive access to My Mama play to earn assets. When you stake your Mama, you'll earn greater ROI or greater yield on that. We'll also have snapshot voting based on those NFTs as well, or extra votes that you have. So your voice is kind of amplified as well, along with merch that we're gonna design, like one of those high-end T-shirts with the 2 exclamation mark on the chest, and we're gonna be sending those to all all Your Mama holders around the world. So if you have an NFT, and then send us your address, and we'll send you we'll send you the T-shirt or the merch. And that's one of the ideas, like merch or a cap or something. Also, there's a bunch of other stuff that we have planned, but we are gonna keep it. We got to keep it. No, so actually, sorry. We're gonna write a white paper to list out all the benefits that what Mama NFT would give the community. But we just want to keep the suspense high. Just
Yeah, we don't want to reveal too much at this point. To give too much away,
Yeah,
and while we build our community.
Yeah. Actually, the funny thing is because I'm a person that can't keep secrets, so I'd love to tell everyone like what we're up to, and it's actually very hard for me to not tell you guys what's going on the background and all that stuff that we're doing. So please stay in tune, and we'll get you guys updated as soon as we can.
So it looks like you answered this second question pretty good that I'm going to ask right here, Sleepy, but let's see if there's anything to add. A question was how the community is going to benefit from successful investments of NFTs or metaverse. Is there anything you wanted to add that you haven't already said with?
Tiny, do you want to take that one?
Right, I think Sleepy touched on that in terms of how the community can benefit through the I guess the investment of NFT. So apart from getting exclusive access to the metaverse or Mama Land on Sandbox, you essentially will also be able to get some rewards in terms of airdrops. These can come in the form of the Mama tokens or future NFTs that we have along the way. Like I think, like Sleepy said, we don't want to give too much away on that, but we will also have some in real life events taking place for these NFT holders. So it will be a more like an exclusive membership club. So you don't need, we can either gather on our metaverse, Mama Land, and also in real life in various cities across the world. So that's kind of the plan. And we will also have, I guess, some staking rewards for those who hold our NFT. So basically, if you hold your Mama NFT, you'll be able to enjoy these benefits.
I think an extra thing that I would like to add is that our team is very global. As you see, I think Staked is in the West Coast. I'm in the East Coast of the United States. Tiny is in Southeast Asia. So our events is actually kind of covered all the major big cities around the world. We also have a few team members in the UK as well. So in terms of real life events, I hope we cover as much kind of geographical locations as possible. But yeah.
So let's go ahead and move on to some GameFi questions. Here's one. Is Mama introducing GameFi or as a partnership?
Right, I can take this one. So for the GameFi opportunity, it's obviously huge. It's the crossroad between gaming and also DeFi. It actually accounts for the second highest NFT category by market cap. So it's like about 8 billion out of the whole NFT category of 18 billion. So for Mama DAO, what we will focus first is on the partnership and also acquiring or purchasing any revenue generating gaming assets first, and then forming these partnerships with these various play to earn games. So if you guys have heard of Guild Games, you would know that they also do similar things where they acquire these revenue generating assets by investing in different games. So that can be avatars, skins, land, and also some kind of other digital assets they can use in the play to earn games. And so the players can basically use these assets where we lease or lend these assets to them, and they can use it in the game and basically generate some income. So as part of the I guess commission, we can um, lease them to the players for a portion of the revenue they earn from playing games, these games on the blockchain. So at the moment, in short, we're looking for more of a partnership model rather than developing our own game first, because since there are so many quality gaming developers out there already, and it's actually a huge ask and a commitment to develop a quality game. But then we're not ruling out that in the future, because we will have our parcels of land on Sandbox or other metaverse projects, and then we can actually start building on those digital land as well ourselves, and building a community exclusive membership for our MAMA NFT holders. So yeah, that's more on the partnership model.
Do you have any specific partnerships planned in the GameFi realm, or any specific games that you have your eye on?
Yeah, so I think since we predominantly built on the Polygon network, we'll be focusing on the games on Polygon first before we branch out to other games. So one of the more popular ones is the Z-Run, which is a virtual horse racing game where you can purchase your own racehorse NFTs to compete in these races, and you can breed to get better performing racehorse as well. So for MAMA DAO, we can actually build a team of our own and own, let's say, 50 racehorses, and then we can basically lease them to our players, and then they can also help us to race and get some returns. Another one we're considering is like the crypto unicorns. So it's similar to I guess Z-Run, but it's more of a unicorn look and view, and they also have a different land, and they can have different tasks for players to compete against to earn rewards. And there's another one called Decentral Games, focusing on poker. So basically, you invest in different wearables so that players can actually use these variables to play poker games and earn some rewards. So I think the return ratio is like 60% to the player, 40% to the lenders, which can be MAMA DAO. And obviously, Sandbox is a big one. We'll be investing in the land access and also trying to develop a hangout place for our MAMA NFT holders, potentially leasing some of the land for return as well. For the ones that's kind of outside Polygon, we have looking to like Guild of Guardians, which has been built using Immutable X. It's a fantasy action RPG where basically a team of players work in teams to compete for rewards, and it's also on mobile, which is a plus. So we can potentially look to invest in the Guild NFT and form a group of players within MAMA DAO to play the game and start earning rewards. And yeah, these are just a few games that we are looking into. It's not like an exhaustive list, but we are open to different options and more, I guess, hear from the community as well.
Sounds good. That pretty much wrapped up the GameFi questions. Does anyone in the audience have any questions on that? All right, let's go ahead and move on to Mama Land. Will Mama concentrate solely on land purchase in Sand at first, or are you considering other projects as well?
Yeah, that's another good question. Our main focus on digital land or Mama Land is that when you go to the Mama box, and then we'll migrate our portfolio into Decentraland and other metaverses.
Awesome. Okay. Anyone have any questions in the audience about that? All right, so we're gonna
And also just to just to add on top of that is that with meta, with digital land, like like any traditional real estate, we're not just buying the land and just having it lying around. We're gonna lease it or at least trade it around where we're gonna earn yield by holding this real estate for a long time. So the longer time we hold this real estate, the value of the land increases because there's not a lot of land in on Sandbox and in Decentraland. So I think that is the main selling point, or the main where the yield actually comes from is the leasing part. At the same time, since you're owning that property or that land, you're able to sell it with sell that land with a higher IRR, a higher return 5 years from now. So yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and move into some general project questions. Do you plan to continue providing approximately as much APY for staking going forward?
Yeah, I can take this one. So in terms of the APY percentage, we've learned in the past that engaging in this ultra high APY percent war is not sustainable, and it basically just adds a lot of dilution to our token and basically increase the inflation. But then they're actually good in terms of driving short-term price actions, so attract more eyes in a short period of time. But it adds a lot of selling pressure at the end of the promotion period. So that's why we have shifted our focus towards these, I guess, generating sustainable yields through the three buckets that we mentioned about the digital assets investment in terms of the digital land, GameFi assets, and NFT. So we're also planning to use our treasury to invest in nodes like Strong or other farms for more passive income rather than just letting the treasury sit there. So just to, I guess, sum up, it's hard to determine a fixed APY percentage right now because we also need to see how these digital assets perform, these three main buckets. But it wouldn't be, in the million percentage, so it'll be more on the, 1,000 to hundreds percent. But we'll keep you guys posted. The main point to, I guess, share to you guys is that we want to make sure that this is sustainable, right? It's not just like a one-off 1 billion% APY percent, and then you stake, and then you can sell it for short-term profit. So we're here for the long run, and yeah, so that's where we are at.
Awesome. Okay, so will rewards always be done by rebasing MAMA tokens, or will there be some forms of airdrops when metaverse investments in the future gives profits?
Yeah, so for this one, I guess rewards initially will mostly be based on those MAMA tokens, but in the future, it can be expanded to different GameFi assets or other NFTs once we have made these investment in these digital assets. So what that means is, we can potentially airdrop some of our GameFi assets invested for any lucky winners or other future NFTs that we have in mind to the community. And then also one of the, I guess, perks of being a MAMA NFT holder is that you get more exclusive future airdrops. Again, don't want to give too much away at this point, but stay tuned for more information on the NFT part.
Okay, we have another one here. Any revenue generating tools in the works for MAMA? An example of Olympus DAO has Olympus Pro, the liquidity as a service.
Right. Sleepy, you want to have a go on this one?
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, so I think one of our community members has sent us that video where Olympus with Olympus over the YouTube video where it lists kind of what Olympus DAO has in terms of how they're generating their revenue and how they're getting the income about like 200 million for the Olympus Pro, and then a couple million for the LP tokens. And for us, like we want to divert off that model in a way. The reason why is because that our whole theme of our whole theme is in the metaverse, and I think earning yields by investing in digital land is more profitable in a way, for the long run. For Olympus Pro, at least in the current state of MAMA, you need to have a lot of liquidity and a lot of money in the treasury, like a couple million, or at least I don't know what the treasury amount is on Olympus, but it's definitely on the tens of millions. And at this current stage of MAMA, we're not really looking at that yet, since we don't have much liquidity to lend out and get a good return. But once we grow, as we grow, we're gonna be introducing MAMA Pro or that that's not discounted within the roadmap. But at least for now, we're more focused on the metaverse, on the metaverse side of things, and getting yields from there.
All right, we have another question. Someone asked, is there a buying and selling tax percent?
I can answer that. No. So I think it was for one of the other DAOs on AVAX or BNB has a sales and buy tax. I feel like that defeats the whole purpose of engaging. Defeats the whole purpose of a DAO. I feel, because you're just taxing your own community, like being as a U.S. government, or no one wants to pay taxes, right? And you're kind of forcing the market or the community to stake, to hold longer, or to stake longer. And I feel that taxing our community for our gain, or for the DAO's gain is not democratic in my point of view. But in short, no, we don't have a sales or buy tax for unstaking or staking or bond purchases.
Awesome. So another one we have, do you anticipate a price target over the next month, 6 months, a year?
Yeah, I can take that. As you guys probably know, the current market right now, especially today, with Russia, Russia, Ukraine, and with the rate hikes, with all the FUD around cryptocurrency, and plus the executive order to regulate
crypto, right?
Regulation cryptocurrency within this month. I feel like for us as a community, we should weather the storm of all the outside factors. And in terms of price target, obviously we would like to target MAMA to be at least $1, so we can start selling our bonds, and so that people can stake their MAMAs. But I think our main focus right now, as I mentioned earlier, is the NFT project, where we are going to be selling these NFT projects, building a community, a better community and a larger community, using this NFT project, and doing it well and doing it right this time, compared to what we have been. We learned our mistakes, and building that community, and using around 60% of the proceeds, and reinvest it into the treasury, so kind of pumping up MAMA's price back to $1, or beyond. If we do a sellout, then that'll be great, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna be able to pump that backing per MAMA also price to close to $1 and beyond. But looking at most DAOs across the ecosystem, their price action hasn't been that great. For Auto DAO, I think they're just fluctuating between $3 or $4. I feel Other DAOs also, not doing major gains or major losses. I know there's a lot of the community is also looking into wants us to engage on nodes as a service, like NANs. And we've done our investigation on that front, and I feel that for nodes, we can definitely do it in the future. But at least for now, we're just focusing on the NFT project. And then since our team is not as big and is not as well funded as other projects, we are gonna kind of focus one thing at a time. And right now, it's just the NFT project.
Perfect. That answered another question that had been asked pretty much as well. If NAAS, Node as a Service, was still on the table eventually. Another question here: does the team plan to dox and show their identities at any point?
Yeah, I can answer this question. At the moment, what we're planning, or at least showing our identity, we're trying to keep this as the DAO as autonomous as we could, but at the same time, not we do understand that we need to kind of do some KYC to gain more trust within the community, because anyone can make a DAO and anyone can make a community, and there's a lot of people that have been rug pulled or whatnot. And what we're planning is that once we gain enough momentum within like a certain amount of people within the community, then we'll invest about 10,000 US dollars to these KYC third parties, where we'll show kind of a respectable KYC company where we'll show identity to that third party, and then them giving us like an approval stamp, like on Rug Docs or any third party KYC. So that's definitely ongoing. But I think using our track record so far, it hasn't been long. It's only been a month or two. Using having this track record, and we executing the roadmap stage by stage, and weathering the storm, and like trying to engage as much as we could with the community, would kind of earn your trust, and for now. And then once we've done all that, we'll move on to the next step to spend that money and get that KYC done, and to gain more trust within this project.
All right. What are future plans for marketing to get eyes on the project? An example, influencers, partnerships, and when could that possibly be expected?
Yeah, I can have a go on this one. So in terms of marketing, and we are currently negotiating with a few marketing agencies on a couple of digital marketing strategies. So we aim to finalize this by this weekend, so that we can use that for our NFT launch in the next month or so. And basically, the key thing that we have learned in the past one month or 2 months is that how do we identify the right influencers or KOLs? Because even when we have attempted in the past where we did some paid advertising and also basically trying to get those Twitter influencers to basically raise the awareness for MAMA DAO, and we realized there are quite a lot of accounts with fake followers or bot accounts. So we really need to do that due diligence, and there are various tools to do that. Like one of them is called Meltwater, where you can help to identify the key kind of KOLs for your target audience. So we're in the works for that, and we will also keep you updated. And we will also plan to use some of the funding from Treasury to fund our marketing campaign, because this is very important, where especially for our upcoming NFT launch, we need to have a large and engaging community. It has not been helpful with the recent bear market, but we do believe that our team has a solid background, and also we can turn the tides around and basically keep building our community, growing our community, through these marketing in different channels. So we will also launch our, I guess, IG account, so that increasing another digital channel to promote our project. So yeah, that's more on the marketing side.
Awesome. Last question we have here from General is, let me see. Is everything in phase 2 roadmap still on track for Q2 of this year?
Yeah. So everything that we mentioned on phase 2 is essentially what we're trying to do right now. The NFT project was kind of I got too excited and kind of announced that too early in a sense, or at least yeah. So that was supposed to be in the phase 2 project with the MAMA NFTs. But everything is still on track. We still have at least March. We still have March for Q1, and we're kind of early in terms of we kind of finished our phase 1 in a sense. And I think now, given the situation that we have, with the markets and stuff, we're just trying to weather the storm on all the controversy and all the regulation and see kind of what's the next step for us in terms of the whole as a whole community. But apart from outside influence, we're gonna put our heads down and start getting this NFT project off the ground and keep you guys updated on the new website. I can give you guys since you guys are hardcore fans, we can give you a small update on the front. We just got back. I just got a couple of new MAMA kind of digital assets, or kind of like drawings that looks really good for the new website, and I can't wait to show you guys once I've built it out and deployed it. We'll definitely let you guys know as soon as possible once I've built that. So we'll see. Keep you guys updated as fast as we could. And yeah.
Let's go into some closing questions, down kind of subcategory. How has the recent slowdown or failure of other DAOs potentially changed the roadmap?
I think this will probably both me and Tiny can answer that. I think the recent failure of DAOs is you've got the Wonderland Time DAO where the team didn't even know who they were dealing with. First of all, me and Tiny, we've been friends for over 10 years, and he's my best friend, and we came together as friends.
And we did not go to prison before, so
yeah, and also we have gone to prison before. So that's one thing, and then also with other DAOs on AVAX. Actually, this is a really good segue to addressing the AVAX problem. Is that DAOs on AVAX, or projects on AVAX, is super over levered in my opinion, because there's a lot of lending platforms where you could use your Min would use stablecoin as collateral to borrow more money. Let's say you have $1,000, you use that as collateral to earn yield, and they give you 60% of that money back. And what they do is they use that 60% and they borrow more money. So the kind of the ball of borrowed money, or the leverage, is higher and higher. That's why all these projects in AVAX is going rocketing up and rocketing down, rocketing up and rocketing down. It's because that there's a lot of these lending platforms that borrow huge sums of money to people in that chain, and pumping these prices up and down. So for us, we're kind of safe players, and we like kind of sustainability and calmness in a way, like high growth, but sustainable high growth. So there's other projects, at least on AVAX DAO front, has liquidated. I don't want to mention the projects that we've been tracking, but there's a couple of DAOs that didn't make it through phase 1, right, or just made phase 1 and they had to liquidate. But for us, I feel liquidating is not the answer, and also for them, they played kind of the pump and dump, where the price got pumped to from $0 or $1 to $100, and then now they're back to $3. For us, at least we have our phase of people that came in with large sums of money, but then most of them has exited our coin, and it's only yeah. So I think that's kind of all.
Yeah, maybe I can add more color on that. So we do believe for a project to succeed in the long run, it needs to have strong fundamentals and real utility in order for investors to even invest in our project. So it's not like a pump and dump, as Sleepy said. So we have seen in the past where other DAOs basically have been competing in these APY wars, doing trillions and trillions of APYs and trying to get the investors on the page. But then that would just basically create a lot of selling pressure at the end, and also a lot of dilution if you're not careful. So your backing per coin will go down significantly. And that's why relying on just the staking and bonding mechanism is not going to work in the long run, where you always rely on people purchasing bonds and then drive up the prices and etc. But that's why we have shifted towards the investment in the metaverse space with our three major buckets. We do believe that will translate into sustainable yields to the investors. And last but not least, community is the key to success. So we do need to, increase our effort in building a more engaging community, especially with our upcoming NFT launch. That will, help to grow our community further and get, I guess, an extra pair of eyes on our project and make sure that we can succeed the community.
I've noticed other projects have ventured into gamification. Most have been casino-style risk games. Will yours be any different?
That's actually a very interesting one. I've also played around with those platforms, and I feel that one risk is regulation. Like hosting a casino and online, there's a lot of regulation behind that. We're not a type of organization that would want to break any regulation either, even though it's in cryptocurrency and it's in the crypto in the crypto network, and the blockchain, no one really owns the platform. But at the same time, we don't want to go into that rabbit hole. And at the same time, gambling is you can gamble all you want, but I feel that is not kind of the sustainable way, or that doesn't defeats our whole purpose of being sustainable and stuff. Maybe we'll one day invest in gambling, as Tiny mentioned, the poker and the
decentralized games,
Dead Run, and those games. But that's kind of off our realm, where we're just investing in gambling assets, I would say, but not actually putting a target on our heads where we're a casino and you can use MAMA to pay games that you could earn crazy yields, 10x yield or whatever it is, 10-1 odds or 21 odds, and so that's kind of answers your question.
So here's one. Why was MAMA removed from CMC?
Yeah, I can take this one. So I think it was basically due to the low trading volume. So you have certain criteria you have to meet in order for the coin or token to be to stay listed on CMC. So we had a period where we had very low trading volume during the bear market. So that's why it was temporarily taken off the CMC list. But now I think it's back on the CoinMarketCap app. So do take a look. But I think with the upcoming NFT launch, we can basically get more community members, and hopefully our trading volume also increase while execute our roadmap entering the phase 2 of our project. So yeah, so don't worry about too much at the moment.
And last, so basically the question saying, I see that rebases and DAOs were not achievable very well. Are there plans to do away with that and use another method?
Sorry, you got cut off a bit. I couldn't hear the last part. Do you mind repeating the question again?
Basically, the question is asking, since rebases in DAOs have been struggling lately, is there a plan to utilize another method other than rebasing and interest, APY?
Yeah, so that's why we have set out this vision in investing in the metaverse with the 3 buckets of digital assets, as we mentioned earlier in the call. So we're not purely relying on those bonding and staking mechanism. We're shifting away from the Olympus DAO model basically. So it's not just ultra high APYs based on bond sales. It's actually generating returns through digital assets purchasing. So you, for example, you can purchase and lease land on Sandbox or Decentraland for return, and then that return will go back to our community members. And the same thing can go for the GameFi assets. So we can invest in avatar skins and whatnot, and basically generate the returns, and we get a cut from the players, and basically put it back to the community. I think we also mentioned that we can invest in our treasury in other, I guess, buy a note or actually investing in farms. So we're not, having those chunk of money sitting there in treasury and doing nothing. So I think hopefully that answers your question.
Definitely makes sense.
And yeah, I think the main takeaway here is that we're trying to generate like income, right? Like a sustainable and reliable source of income, and we've identified those on those 3 buckets of the Mama Land and Your Mama and My Mama, like the NFT collectibles, GameFi assets, and also the digital land. And on top of that, we still have the LP bond fees, or the LP fees, and in the future we do, as Tiny mentioned, getting a node project on our own on Polygon, or yield farming, or pool farming. Uh, those also generate income, using our treasury to kind of get that income, or get that income that we need to supply that APY for staked for whoever's staked in the coin. So yeah.
Awesome. I guess at this point, let's go on to some questions open on the floor if anyone has any.
Yeah, feel free to raise your hand or type it on our AMA questions channel if you're too shy to speak. But it's all good. Okay. So if then I guess no further questions, we can finish earlier, and we will post this recording back on our YouTube channel. So for any members who couldn't join today, but I think I would like to say a huge thank you to you guys for joining us today. And it's not been an easy, 1 month, 2 months or so since we launched, and we do appreciate your support, and that basically the community is key to our success. So a huge thank you to you guys, and we will be basically doing another AMA session soon with partnering with one of the influencer, so that we can attract more eyes on our project. And yeah, Sleepy, any last words for the guys here?
Yeah, so I'd like to say a huge thank you to Staked. He's been one of the core mods within our channel, and he's done a remarkable job in engaging, giving us ideas, engaging the community, and keeping the ball rolling for our community. Whilst me and Tiny are working along on the NFT projects, and and I just want to add, just to full disclosure, most of the stuff that we've been doing so far in terms of development, it's all fronted by me and Tiny through our own savings or investments. through crypto. So huge, it's been great kind of developing this platform and developing this community. I think 2020, my goal is to make something different in my life, and hopefully different on your life. And yeah, I think I'm really excited for the next steps of the NFTs. We do have a bunch of good samples on that we have, but we can't really share it to you guys once we want to try to keep the suspense and also the website going first. Then we'll release those sneak peeks to you guys. But everything's going well on that front, and hope you guys have a great long weekend if you're in the United States. But yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for attending. It's been a pleasure.
All right, cheers, guys. Bye bye.
Have a good one.
Have a good one, guys.